Alright, so I have recently been discussing on the local Discord for Werewolf Online, a mobile app game of mystery, intrigue, and, well, anything that you imagine in a werewolf game. The rules are pretty simple. Based off of how to play and such. This game also features a whole lot of unique roles, from a normal basic villager to someone able to view someone's role at night, to those being of reviving the dead, to also being the werewolf yourself and murdering people every night. There's also other roles too to also make the game more intriguing, as you can tell on the screen that's being shown. With all these new roles, I would like to also influence a new thing. Recently there's been a lot of discussing in Discord about there being a new rule being influenced due to not many users of Discord using of reading about these new rule that's been going on. This rule is considered about the teaming. The teaming is basically when one wolf, let's say you're a werewolf, and your friend happens to be on the villager side, and your friend on the villager side keeps on saying that you're not a werewolf and lies, constantly trying to protect you. That is considered teaming, which is a reportable and bannable offense. Recently, due to the new roles that have been added, such as the two unique ones that turn people from one role to another. These include Sect Leader, which every night you can convert a player to join your sect. Together, you win if you are the last players alive. All sect members will commit suicide if the sect leader dies. Only players from the village team can be converted. You win if you are the last player alive. Team Sect. It's known as a solo / team turning. Basically, this role is basically meant to make one person and you abduct them, force them to join your killer cult, and make them so that they are forced to, well, do your bidding, keep you alive. The other one is Zombie. Every night you can bite a player, which will turn that player into a zombie at night, at the end of the next night. Bitten players remain on their team for one day before converting. All zombies can select different targets. Only players from the village team can be converted. You win if all players have been converted. So, due to this makes it so that you spread the infection. Once there's 2 zombies, you can bite 2 people. 3, then to 4, then keeps on going on and on. This role has known as the easy win mechanic. Recently, I believe that it should be nerfed due to the amount of EXP it gives when the zombie role wins. I believe the village team should get a buff in EXP rewards if they are playing against a zombie or sect leader. This will influence players to try and stop teaming, which recently there's been a lot of players who have been teaming with these two roles. Due to this, people are to be advised to report all players who decide they want to side with sect leader. Let's say 5 people decides to protect sect leader when there's like 7 villagers who are able to lynch the sect leader. Then, and yet everyone doesn't vote for it except for that one person who's trying to kill. Then, that is teaming. That is punishable. In fact, you can even report them all, and you can report all who are not sect leader, or people who are not influenced by sect leader to be banned, potentially, for teaming. Also works for zombie. So, if you in fact go ahead and go in chat and say, bite me, or convert me, or make me join the sect, that type of thing, that is punishable and bannable. And this is actually somewhat confusing when it comes to Cursed, which you're a normal villager until the werewolves try to kill you. At which point you become a werewolf. You cannot be converted to another team by a sect leader, etc. This role is meant to be more of a balancer type of role. It's like, if you get lucky, you get another person on your team. If not, oh well. Most likely this role is not liked upon the users, mainly because lots of people see Cursed and they think it's a werewolf. Because they're cursed does not mean they are a werewolf yet. It's best to have a seer check that role to find out if they are or not. And once you're turned, that's it. You're stuck on the werewolves team. And it really just depends on how it goes from there. Besides that, these two roles Sect Leader and Zombie should probably be potentially nerfed in terms of EXP rewards and easy win conditions. For Zombie, I recommend that the Zombie role would have a EXP gain about 50 to 80 EXP given, rather than the normal 200. For Sect Leader, I give it the same reason, but maybe a little bit more. Maybe around 100 or so. And make the village team gain a little bit more, like 120 to 130. Because of how overpowered these roles and how influential that makes it so that everyone wants to be converted due to these roles. Due to this, I believe that this rule should be made public so that everyone can know the rules and know what is the right action to do in case if you run into someone that does this. I recommend that if you do encounter this, please report the person. Yeah, because they may be teaming. Yes, because they are teaming. But not only that, but if everyone knows of this rule and follows through, then you can have many people banned due to teaming. Just because they team in that one game, that does not mean that they'll probably team in another game. It should be heavily looked upon that people look onto this rule properly, rather than ignore the rule completely. If this rule is followed along, I'm pretty sure that the game would be more balanced, a bit changed potentially in the future, as well as the consideration of potentially changing of how the game mechanic works in terms of team changers. So, due to this, yes, I do not like how this has become in terms of how people are so influenced by these two rules. And due to this teaming reason is why these two roles will never leave sandbox mode or custom games. Potentially, there was a consideration of maybe having it in one of the quick game modes that you play whenever you start load up. It would be the games that you first join and the games that are most recommended to new players. Although it's more of an advanced role and difficult to learn, understand, and win, it still is considered a role that is definitely caused a lot of cheaters in Werewolf Online. And yes, teaming is considering you a cheater. So do not consider this as an opinion to follow along. If one person follows along saying that they're supporting sect leader and they are not a member of the sect, they are reportable. If not, then they should be banned from the game due to cheating and teaming. Please remember, this rule has definitely impacted many people in terms of losing quick games, as well as affected ranked games, as well as also affected people who have wanted a nice, slow-paced game without people constantly trying to betray them because they want to be part of the sect or be a zombie for an easy win. When really, if you offer a role that loses to these two roles so easily, then that definitely changes the way things are set. But besides that, I hope you enjoy the Halloween update that had came up for Werewolf Online. As you can tell, the background has changed from the nice forest valley to creepy pumpkins with smiling red eyes and smiling red teeth and eyes staring right back at you. Either way, I hope that you enjoy this, and make sure that you pay attention. Make sure you follow the rules of Werewolf Online, and learn to understand that many people are affected by one cheater. Thank you.